Is about two women in their late 30s who started their own business back in the day, and they're just at that point in the business where it's getting ready to expand and grow, but they need kind of a bigger company to take over, and that's kind of where the story starts. Salma Hayek plays this kind of maverick CEO of this cosmetics company. I work right under her, and we take the ladies under our wing and try to take their business to the next level, and the movie's about how that affects their friendship and yeah, their relationship with each other. It's interesting to watch the movie and be like, oh, you're rewarded for sticking to who you are instead of morphing into some other version of yourself, which in the movie Rose Byrne's character kind of tries to conform a little bit more, and kind of learns by the end of the movie that no, the reason why they're here in the first place is because of what made them unique. So I think that's like a pretty cool kind of theme throughout the movie. It's also kind of a movie about these two friends who's on paper they seem like they wouldn't maybe be friends because they're from two kind of different worlds, but it's really cool in the script and now in the movie how they kind of just have this natural chemistry with each other, and it's pretty refreshing because that's something definitely I don't think we see a lot. The way I would describe Tiffany, I'm going to steal what someone else said, which I think is true now that I met her, is Trevor Noah said this when she came on his show, and he said she is like the human version of the sun. So that's how I will describe her. She just lights up like every room that she's in. Why I want to do it was because of Tiffany specifically, because I had just read her book this year, and I had obviously seen Girls Trip, but I read her book, and for anyone who's not read her book, it's like kind of an unbelievable book because it's not just all comedy. It's like she's had a pretty crazy life, which I didn't know anything about. It's just such an inspiring story to see like how far she's come, and so I was just really curious to see like what it'd be like working with her, and it has not disappointed in any way. She really makes me laugh. Her work ethic is unbelievable. Like, I would highly recommend you work with her. Is what I'm saying. Rose Byrne is like truly. I've also been a huge fan of hers because she's able to do comedy and drama like effortlessly, which is really hard. Like people don't realize in Hollywood, like people don't let you normally do both, and she does both like effortlessly, which is kind of amazing. And their dynamic is really good because Rose is like right there with anyone else who wants to like improvise. Like she can pick up on that stuff, and she's like such a generous like performer. And then she just is such a natural with comedy that it's just really fun to see like the two of them together. There's just something that's not forced because they do really come from different worlds. Because Rose is from Australia and Tiffany's from South Central, so there's just something about when you cast well, like there's just like a natural dynamic that like isn't doesn't have to be manufactured because it just naturally they're from such different places. When I found out I was working with Salma Hayek, I honestly didn't know what to expect. More than I was just like, I was just gonna be interested to see like what she would be like, and it's been pretty cool to like work with her because she comes in and she makes everything her own, which I love. Like as an actor, I think once you're cast in something and if they're open to it, like the best performance comes from when you go like, oh, I think this is how I would do this if I played this character. And she's kind of been this kind of prime example of someone who comes in and makes everything kind of her own, which ultimately makes it better. Even her look is not something I had imagined when I read the script, and it's kind of great. She has these amazing fake teeth that are like perfectly white, and she has like an insane wig, and just everything about it kind of fits perfectly in what this movie is and the world of this movie. And she's kind of terrifying because you can believe why the girls are scared of her and want to impress her. It's a pretty fun, like crazy character. I don't think I've ever seen her play something like this. He's kind of an amazing director for this movie because he has a very gentle spirit, and I think that's good for like a movie where you're working with like people in comedy because everyone's very sensitive, and he's just like loves actors, and that's like a very like it feels like a very safe environment to like play and kind of have fun. And he in general has like a sense of whimsy, like a little bit, which is what this movie kind of needs because of what the look of it is, the tone of it is, and what I think makes it stand out from just like another kind of big comedy. It's just a really fun world to escape to, and which is why I think people go to see movies. And then while you're in it, it kind of creeps up and you don't realize that by the end of the movie, you're really rooting for the characters and really want them to succeed. People who are making movies are realizing that like you've got to address all audiences because like if we don't feel seen then we don't want to come watch a movie. And I think when you do that you open yourself up to like new kinds of stories. So like the example is the dynamic of the friendship between the two leads. Like if they were both like two black women or white women, it would be something that would maybe not be as new or fresh as what it is in this movie.
Hey, stay with me for more on comedy movies. Now, famed comedy director Todd Phillips, responsible for such classics as Old School and The Hangover, quit his role as director on Borat when he received death threats shortly after filming the rodeo scene. Concerned for his safety, Phillips didn't feel comfortable continuing with the film. Remember to click here below to subscribe and tap the bell to always receive the latest trailers.